Hello beautiful people, here's a quick look at the new Zero, the A6M5 Hei. Hope you enjoy. Have you ever wondered why the Zero is called a Zero? No? Well, I'm here to enlighten you. So there's a difference between the Imperial Japanese Navy, how they named their aircraft, and how the Imperial Japanese Army Air Service named theirs. After 1929, the Japanese Navy aircraft types were given a number based on the last two digits of the Japanese imperial year, and added to this was a brief description of the aircraft function. The Mitsubishi Zero was so called because it entered service in 1940, which was the Japanese year 2600, so it was designated Type 0 carrier fighter. And the first letter is because it's a carrier-based fighter, so A for carrier-based. Then the number 6 because it was the sixth type of carrier-based fighters. The next letter indicates the manufacturer, in this case Mitsubishi. Then we have a number indicating major modifications, for instance if they replaced the engine with a more effective and bigger one. And smaller scale modifications, like for instance changing out of armaments like we have here, is indicated with Japanese kanji Ko, Otsu, Hei, Tei, Bo, Ki, and so on. And they roughly translates to first, second, third, fourth, and so on. So I just wasted a little over a full minute of your life telling you that. You're welcome. So in general, if you like to play the Zeros, you know the playing style, you're flying low, you're extremely maneuverable, and you usually have shitty weapons. And everything that looks at you makes you burst into flames. That's about it. But with this Hei version, it's a little bit different. The Hei sits right here at 4.7, it's down here, and as you can see if you fold out the little tree, right here we have the A6M5, the first one, then we have the Otsu version, and here we have the Hei version. And seeing those two guys are 4.7, we need to make a comparison between these two models, so let's just do that. On the left we have the previous Otsu model, and on the right we have the new Hei model. Max speed for the two models are identical, 540 km an hour. With the next sets of numbers though you can really see the difference. The Otsu has a turn time of 16 seconds, but the Hei has a turn time of 20 seconds. So that's a 4 seconds difference without any secondary weapons. And that is quite a lot when we're talking about a Zero is normally considered to being an excellent turn fighter. Rate of climb also 16.9 seconds for the Otsu model, while the new and heavier Hei only climbs with 11.1 meters a second. That looks almost like a 30% difference, give or take. And that's also like, what is that, 30% difference in climb rate, that is huge. Looking at the takeoff run, you can again see that the Hei is heavier, 190 meters for the Otsu model, while it's 300 meters for the Hei. Max repair cost though, the new Hei model is slightly less expensive than the Otsu. And the rewards are identical also. And let's try to look at something that's just as important as the plain main characteristics, and that is of course the armament. Both the Otsu and the Hei share the 20mm Type 99 cannon, and they have two of them, and they have the same ammo count, 250 rounds. And next is where we really can see the difference. While the Otsu has one light machine gun and one heavy machine gun, the Hei has 3 heavy machine guns. If you look at the 1 second burst mass, the Otsu throws out 2.86 kilograms a second, while the Hei throws out 3.95 kilograms a second. That's quite a big difference in firepower. Looking at the secondary weapons for the two models, the top one, the Otsu, can carry bombs only, one single 250 kilogram bomb or two 60 kilogram bombs. The Hei, however, can both carry the same bomb load, but can now also carry rockets. But sad to say, the rockets that the Japanese aircraft can use are usually pretty damn awful. If you try to look at the smaller rockets first, the Type 3 number 1 Mod 28 Mark 1, it only has a mass of 10 kilograms, maximum speed 400 meters a second, and explosive mass is 60 grams, which would indicate that these are meant against other planes, and if you want to go bomber hunting, these are the rockets you want to bring. Maybe you can kill an SPAA, an open top SPAA, or maybe an M10 with them, yeah, but good luck. The next rocket is the Type 3 number 6 Mod 27 Mark 1. Now these have a mass of 66 kilograms, they're a little slower, 270 meters a second, and explosive mass is 2.5 kilograms. But sadly, you can't really see anything about armor pen, so this is high explosive only with basically very little armor pen. I did manage to inflict some critical damage on tanks with them by diving steeply towards the tank and hitting the engine deck, but the only thing that happened was I destroyed the engine, and the other attempt I was actually only managing to get it red. So it's not really a tank killing weapon at all, sadly. And just to punish us a little more, these rockets are fired in pairs, which means that you only have one attempt of killing or hitting any tank. If they would at very least had made it so you could fire them one at a time, like other rockets of this size and type, but no. I do realize that this is to hit air targets with, and you can also set a fuse on both type of rockets, well, or activation distance, so you can set it to activate from 100 to 800 meters, and then it goes bang at that set distance. But I think a lot of people will also try to use them in ground RB. Let's try to look at the pros and cons. No more puny light machine guns. Heavier armament than the Otsu model with 3 13.2mm heavy machine guns. The heavy machine guns can be used in ground RB. They are very close in performance to the US 50 caliber in armor pen. It's more suited now for bomber hunting. You have got added rockets for use against bombers. You're able to set the distance fuse for the rockets. Self-sealing fuel tanks, except for the heavy armaments, definitely the best updates over the Otsu. It's cheaper to repair than the Otsu, and although heavier, is still very capable in a dogfight. And the cons, it's not a turn fighter anymore. You need to adjust your playstyle compared to all other Zeros. You have a poor rate of climb to get to bomber altitude. Usually, by the time you are at the altitude, the bombers will either have been shot down already, or they have dropped their bombs and are on their way home. You only have 710 rounds of ammo for the heavy machine guns. The rockets are not suited for ground attack, and the larger rockets cannot be fired individually, only in pairs. I'm sure there's lots of other differences between them, but this is just what I could think of on the top of my head for playing it for such a short period of time. If you have other pros and cons, do let me know in the comment section. But of course you don't really have to play it if you don't really want to. You can just completely skip it and just stick with other Zeros that you're used to, because it is a different playstyle with this plane. And of course you can always just play the Key 61s instead. There are two of them also sitting at 4.7, one here and then one here. They have the same interceptor playstyle like the new A6M5 Hei does, and they also are much faster and better suited for that role. Okay, so that was a lot of talking and not really any action at all, so I hope you survived it. I've added some links in the video description below, both for other videos on my channel, but also for ways for you guys to support the channel in a more direct way if you wish to do so. Thank you for watching, and until next time, remember to deploy your dive brakes. Have a good one.